Avoid premiums when acquiring silver. This piece right here will be given away at the end of the video. I'll see you there. This also works for gold. Now, silver and gold, they come in all different shapes and sizes. Bam. Beautiful. It's beautiful. Now, I used to be a stacker. Well, I still am a stacker. But I was really disappointed at the premiums, right? They're pretty high. Now, I understand that everybody has to make their money, right? There's kind of a there's a trail, right? You have the mint, the people who make it. Their work isn't free. They deserve to get paid. A lot of this stuff is beautiful. And then you have the people who sell it, right? That's a place where you can go to. It's a business. There's overhead. Completely understand. Those people deserve their piece of the pie. But I kind of am a cheapskate myself. I want to find how I can get this stuff and acquire this stuff as cheap as possible, right? Silver and gold have been here a long time, and they will continue to be here. So, what I do here on this channel is I make it myself. I acquire all of the silver, I acquire all of the gold from scrap, and I refine it, and I make it as clean as I possibly can. Now, don't get me wrong, I've got a long way to go. I've got a lot to learn. There's no question about that. But check some of this stuff out. So this is my latest silver I made. Bam. Right? It doesn't look like a high-end mint bar. Right? No stamps. Now, I'll tell you what. I actually made this probably 4 months ago already. And I can't keep my hands off of it. That's part of the problem. And that's what all the scratches and stuff are from. But you can get yourself some beautiful pour lines. And pure silver. And it's not as bad as you think it would be. But check this out too. Right here. Bam. That is an ounce of gold that I've acquired from scrap. Whether it's scrap jewelry or computers. Any kind of electronic e-waste. They have plenty of stuff to give to you. And you can avoid all sorts of premiums that way. Now, don't get me wrong. It's way too easy to get onto like SD Bullion and just click on a couple of things, hit add to cart, and end up with this right here. This is a 10th. This is Iris's, my baby girl's, first piece of gold. It adds up so quick, and it's so easy. You just, boom, all of a sudden you got a quarter, or boom, you got a half. But you can make it yourself. An ounce. That took me 6 months to make. Now, don't get me wrong. This is very time consuming. It is very time consuming. So, I used to watch a bunch of TV or a bunch of movies, and I stumbled across a couple of channels that were all about the refining. And at first it was just kind of like a rabbit hole, right? I went down it, and it was fascinating, right? Especially the cementing of the silver. Oh, it's beautiful. Here, I'll put a quick little clip in there. It's beautiful. And there's a lot of other content creators that have much better drops than I do. So there's no question about that. But here's just an example. I actually just did this the other day to feed my SilverStoll, because I'm in the works of making another one of these. But here, let me show you a couple examples of where you can get this stuff. So if you're in the trades, especially, this is for you guys. electricians, HVAC guys, you guys deal with so much silver on a daily basis. So much. Well, I can't say electricians deal with a bunch of gold, but HVAC guys, you guys have gold on your hands. That's what I do for a living, and that's where a lot of this stuff came from, especially the silver. Those silver contacts. So electricians, you change out a breaker box, keep that. There's a ton of silver in there. HVAC guys, you find contacts, right, for your compressor on AC systems, or your blower motor contacts, or even the boards. All those little relays in there, they all contain silver, and this is what you can do with it. Some people have, I as an HVAC guy, I go into on the commercial side of things. I go into a ton of different businesses, tons of them. And there's always a room dedicated for all of the old, whether it's computers or monitors or whatever, electronic printers, fax machines. And it just sits there. And I always ask them, hey, can I help you clean that out? And most of the time the answer is, here, take it, Your brazing rods. If you're sweating, a new AC system in for, resi guys. Well, this goes to both commercial and resi. Those little ends that you're stuck with at the end there, keep it. That contains 15% silver. We can refine that. And you can get silver. Add that to the stack. No premium. Just a little bit of time. That's it. Just a little bit of time. You can, and most of this stuff, you set it. It needs 45 minutes, half hour to do what it needs to do after maybe 5 minutes of setup. And you end up with stuff like this. Beautiful silver. Beautiful gold. Anyways, let me show you an example of where you can find this stuff. All right, so let's go check out the spot price of silver as of right now, 74 cents per gram. So we can use that information to compare our prices when we look on places like eBay. So we can see the weight, and then we can see the price, so we know how much we should be bidding on this stuff, at least to be making some money. And you can see that top one was not a very good deal, but some of these aren't bad, like that one right there, 150 some grams for 46. Right, so there's bad. Tons of examples. Just got to keep your eyes open, and the deals will come. So these are all contacts of some sort, relays. So this, you got like a door switch off of a furnace. Let's see here. This was just an on and off switch. The toggle broke off of it. These are some relays that would have been on some boards, but they all contain silver. So here we got a decent size relay. Obviously, the bigger the relay, the bigger the contacts. So this is what they look like when all said and done, when you pull them out of there. These still have to be refined, no question about that. And they're anywhere from 85 to 90%. If you get real lucky, sometimes they're even purer than that. And then gold. Gold can be found all sorts of places. Oh, kicking the tripod here. So here, for example, we got a board out of a computer. So you can see all these gold-plated pins. Got some gold plating on the board itself. This is more of a flashing. It's not real thick, at least compared to the fingers. These are really thick. Well, I should say in comparison to the other stuff on here. We got regular jewelry. So like you got a 14 karat bracelet. This can all be refined down to 24 karat investment grade gold. Here's some 10K earrings. And then you have gold filled stuff, right? So you got these are some vintage wash cases. And obviously there isn't as much gold in these as your carat scrap, but it's still there. And you can get good deals on this stuff if you keep looking. Some more e-waste scrap. So these are like CPUs. You can see all those gold pins. Tons of it. And then, yeah, here's a regular CPU with the heatsink. And underneath that heatsink, look at that, there's more gold. So, almost forgot the best part. Boom. Gold teeth. There's gold in them. Yeah, check this one out. Hold on. That's like the actual tooth, right? I think it's the epoxy version. I don't think it's the actual tooth. And then you got your gold studs on the back. And all you got to do to win this 1 ounce of silver is like, share, and comment on this video. And you'll be put in the drawing to win. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one.